After a long NBA season, it all comes down to this. On one side, you have the perennial favorite and media darlings, ready to take the next step by officially getting over the hump to acquire banner 18. While on the other, you have a modern marvel destined and made for this moment, complemented by a redemption story so grand that it has its own haters eating their own words. Together, they are seeking NBA glory. Beantown versus the Big D, Boston versus Dallas, the Celtics versus the Mavericks. Welcome to the NBA Finals. Now, there are various storylines going into the series, most notably Kyrie Irving returning to Boston and TD Garden, about half a decade removed from leaving the organization after promising he would stay. There's little to no bad blood between Kai and his former teammates, most notably Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but best believe that that same hospitality does not extend from the Boston faithful. They hate his guts, and for good reason, I think. Porzingis returns to Dallas, who disregarded his talents and even benched him during his prime. Definitely believe there's some bad blood there. And I honestly don't even think him and Luka had the best relationship. Going back to Kyrie, this is the redemption arc of his story, of course, being left off the NBA top 75 players list, as well as being left off of Team USA for this year's Olympics in Paris, France. Homie is giving the middle finger to everyone who doubted him. The winner of this matchup, the winner of this series, the winner of the NBA Finals may very well be the face of the NBA. They already got Jason Tatum on every single commercial nowadays, so imagine if he wins. And Luka, y'all already know what I mean by he may be. And I can't even hate, for real. We don't need to explain. Getting down to the nitty gritty, looking at the season series from these two quality organizations. During the 2023-2024 regular NBA season, these teams faced off against each other 2 times. The series leaning towards the Celtics, them sweeping it, cold-blooded, and this was even after the middle of the season trade where the Mavs acquired pieces that have got them to this space. The matchup pits 2 styles of basketball against each other. Boston, the more complete team, offensively and defensively, with Dallas being more offensively inclined. On paper, I would say the dial leans towards Boston more, just because, once again, they are the more well-rounded team, especially within defense. But I don't know. Playoff basketball is a different breed, and when it comes down to it, in the modern NBA, and that leans towards offense. And Kyrie and Luka is one of the most dynamic, impactful, brilliant offenses we have seen in a long time. And that's basically what you need to know about it. We could go into more depth, like look at the actual stats, but at the end of the day, is honestly coming down to a Kyrie and Luka offensive squad versus a more team-oriented organization. And that is what it is. Looking at the coaching matchups, Jason Kidd has the chance to be one of the only players in NBA history to win a championship as a coach and player for the same organization. I haven't heard that much about him from the media this playoffs run. He's been very low-key. Expect that to change going forward as he is a legend in the game. Joe Mazzulla, off the bat, let's just say homie secured his job. Bulls looking stressed on the sideline since the beginning of the year. Whatever he has been telling the guys have stuck, and they have fallen in line and trusted his game plan. So what are my predictions? I'm glad you asked. I think this series will be close for both teams, other than the last Mavericks win. Both of these squads didn't really take the W single-handedly. They definitely let their opponents stay close throughout the whole games until the 4th quarters. And even if you even peep more so, none of them, the Celtics or the Mavericks, had major leads going into the last quarters. They always had to come back, which they did. So the question I have is, who will execute better down the stretch? This definitely will be a back and forth type of thing. I can only imagine the 4th quarter coming down to who can make the most shots going on one side, shots falling, running back to the other side. You need to make this shot or the game is over. This is going to be a heavyweight haymaker sort of fight, which as an NBA fan, you have to love, respect, and want. So what do I think? Give me the Mavericks in 6. Luka Magic and Kyrie Necromancy are coming to play. Playoff basketball comes down to heart and clutch shots. And if that is the case, I'm taking the boys in blue when it comes down to that all day. So I have to go with Dallas. The good thing here going for the Mavs though, is that Jason Tatum has not been hot as of lately. Of course, that is going to change, even though Jaylen Brown is definitely cooking to infinity. We're also going to have to see if Porzingis even plays. He still has an issue with his calf, and that may definitely change the outcome of the series. Even then, he may not even be 100%, and that may give some trepidation to Celtics fans across the globe. Besides, I think Kyrie is going to take this as a major spiritual challenge. If you put all of the pieces together with everything that has been going on with him and how he feels as though he represents entities, meanings, communities greater than himself, I think he's going to foster some godly energy in this series. It seems like he's going to use this as a purpose type John. And if that's the case, I would be scared if I'm a Boston fan. So yeah, I think this has the potential to go down as one of the greatest modern NBA finals of recent memory. I think it's going to be a slugfest. It's going to end as it should, Mastro artistic masterpieces. So give me your thoughts, comments, concerns, questions in the comment section. Who do you have winning the 2024 NBA Finals? Call me crazy, but Kyrie Irving might win Finals MVP. How about that?